Have you ever wondered what drives individuals to commit unspeakable acts?
Yeah.
Do you know what contact dermatitis is?
Oh, it's a spider that gets under your skin.
It might feel that way. He
Right?
would actually drink himself into oblivion. He would black out.
Oh.
And he would actually claim to not even remember murdering his victims.
See, that's the scary part about booze. Sometimes
Yeah.
when people get like blackout, you don't know what they're capable of.
Right? You could get them to sign your titty.
This is Mocktails or
Messy.
with Ryan Frankowski and
Kelly Musgorski. For anyone tuning in for your first time, welcome. We like to discuss
Debauchery.
debauchery,
debauchery.
train wrecks, and we love to do it with a cocktail or mocktail in hand.
And today, Kelly, you brought your pumpkin alcoholic beer, and then you brought my pumpkin non-alc chai beer.
You do the mocktails now.
Yeah, let's go mocktail uncool with the gorgeous chai. This looks pretty tasty, Kelly. What do you think?
It does look good, and I tried to find an equivalent. It's kind of hard. I got this at Whole Foods. It is called Star Crumb Pumpkin Pie Heart Shake. It's a sour ale. It's brewed with pumpkin spices, milk, sugar, and Madagascar vanilla beans.
That sounds very tasty.
And it's cute packaging.
I just got the mic wet.
Wouldn't be the first time.
What are you referring to?
Cheers.
Cheers, baby girl. Mine's really fucking good.
Okay, mine's kind of weird.
I almost want to try, but I can't.
I know.
I mean, it's not that I can't, guys. I just am like 9 months, and I'm like trying to stay on that streak.
You know what? It kind of tastes like a chai latte with alcohol. Today, we're going to be delving into darkness.
I love it.
We are going to be looking inside the minds of serial killers.
Yeah, pop your mocks or cocks, and we are gonna dive deep into the spookiness between serial killers and alcoholic drinks.
Happy fall, y'all. I don't think this has actually been done before.
Ooh, are you spooked out right now?
I'm a little scared. Have you ever wondered what drives individuals to commit unspeakable acts? In the shadowy world of a serial killer, there's a pattern. Many turn to alcohol as a means to silence their inner demons. A simple drink can transform a seemingly normal individual into a force of evil.
Dun, dun, dun.
The line between sanity and madness blurs with each sip, a prelude to the poison in their souls.
So this is a spooky day today. We're getting ready to dive into Oktoberfest with the pumpkin beer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jeffrey
go.
Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer. Do you know what Jeffrey Dahmer
Ooh, gin and
is?
tonic.
Okay, so it is rum and coke.
Oh, what? That's
And
weird.
beer. So Dahmer, he would start his night off with beer. He would have Miller or Pabst. Is Pabst Blue Ribbon or what?
Yeah,
Is that it?
Pabst. That's it. It's a cheap one, but everybody
Yeah.
liked it.
And then he'd move on to the blended stuff like scotch or whiskey, and he'd always mix it with a Coke.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, they start off slow with the beer, and then they start going for the hard stuff. Dahmer.
That's dark.
It is so
That's
dark.
some dark
and this
shit.
episode is going to be dark. So, if you are sensitive to that type of content, I would recommend clicking out right now.
Yeah, we're a little dark. You know, the Scorpio and the Gemini come together.
Yeah.
And we love our Halloween month.
Oh my gosh, when a Scorpio and a Gemini come together, you don't know what's going to happen. Oh. Jeffrey Dahmer is known as the Milwaukee Cannibal.
Ew.
Right? Okay, so
Ew.
he committed rape, murder, and he dismembered at least 17 men and boys between 1978 and 1991.
Oh, God.
Yep. So he would actually lure his victims home. He would promise them money, or he would like ask for a favor.
And like, wouldn't he pretend he was like going to do photo shoot or something?
Yes, he would promise sexual favors. So I could see a photo shoot happening, you know.
Yeah.
He would then drug them. So he didn't do it when they weren't drugged. He would drug them.
Oh, God.
And then he would strangle them.
What a dark motherfucker.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he did like have a lot of issues with like the taxidermy obsession.
Yes.
Weird.
And yeah, he definitely had family issues, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He would then strangle them, engage.
You're so like coy about it. Strangle them.
He would engage in acts of necrophilia then.
Ew.
Yeah. He would then dismember them.
And then he would eat them, right? Or throw them in the freezer.
No, he would eat them.
Cook them up.
They were in the freezer too, but he would eat them. Yes.
Like cook them up on the skillet.
He'd cut them up probably so they'd fit in the freezer, and he'd bake them or put them on the skillet. I don't know.
That's so foul.
It's really disgusting.
I know, like, we're laughing about it, but like, God, that is so sad. And then, they made a big like thing on the documentary and talked about like how we like, in honor of all these men and boys that have been,
It's so fucked. He was caught in 1991 when one of his victims did manage to escape. Thank God.
I know. Can't believe he was able to hide it for that long.
That's what's scary about these serial killers is they are extremely intelligent and deceptive. And we'll go over that later. But yeah, he was caught in 1991, sentenced to 15 consecutive life terms in prison.
In other words, he's not getting out ever.
Never, but he was actually killed by a fellow inmate in 1994.
Wow.
That's Jeffrey.
That's Jeffrey for you. And he likes his rum and coke. Start off with a Pabst Blue Ribbon or a lager. Mm-hmm. And then switch over to the liquor, rum and coke, and then maybe the blended scotch. Okay, so now we know what Jeffrey Dahmer like. What the fuck?
Okay, do you know Ted Bundy? He was very introverted and shy, actually, and he was very attractive.
Oh, yeah, he was like
and
a hottie.
Charming.
Yeah.
Yes, so
that's careful.
Why he could fly under the radar, because it's like an unsuspecting appearance. He didn't look creepy.
Yeah.
And he was charming, so it's like he drew people in.
Yeah, with that like little wit, that little smirk.
Yeah.
Little snake slithering through the grass, charming.
Yeah, like those little boa constrictors, they like dance to the music, right?
Yeah, and then they go.
Yeah, exactly.
Just attack.
So he liked malt liquor, which I don't even know what that is. That sounds disgusting.
It's like Colt 45 and 266.
No,
baby, that's all we need.
Have you heard of this? Mickey's Big Mouth malt liquor?
I feel like it's kind of like Colt 45. And so when I hear malt liquor, I think it's like a beer with a liquor mix.
Okay, yeah, it sounds gross.
I could be wrong.
I just don't like the malt taste. Like that personally, I don't.
Nah.
He would have some like red wine with a nice dinner.
That's okay. That's normal.
Yeah. So
kind of cute.
Yeah, he actually terrorized multiple states in 1970s. And as we said, he was known for his good looks, charm, and like cunning manipulation. And he would lure young women in. He would actually act like he's like injured or needs help. And it's like, oh, he's just like attractive, alluring young man. I'm like, surely I'm gonna help him, right?
Right.
But he confessed to killing 30 women.
What years were those?
What
year was that?
Was in I know in 1975 he was caught.
Oh.
So prior to that, he killed 30 women, but the numbers are believed to actually be higher than that.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of scary.
He would sexually assault them, torture them.
When they say that stuff, I'm like, do they really have like any ounce of good?
No, I mean, he would even revisit their corpses and have another go.
Have another blow. Oh God.
Ugh. He just did a killing spree for years, and he was caught, and he actually he managed to escape custody twice, which I don't even know how the hell that happens.
That's bizarre, because that makes me think, like, is it just such a smart guy that he could like just escape?
Yeah.
Wow, we need more details on that.
I know, right?
That's weird.
He did get executed in the electric chair. in 1989.
Thank
So he's all
goodness.
gone. He's all gone. And I guess the terrifying reality,
gone.
the terrifying reality is someone could be so charming and
Yeah.
so attractive, and you still can't trust anybody.
I know, like you.
I am not.
I'm kidding. You could say the same thing about. Mwah.
That's what's scary. Is like you could say it about a lot of people. Like, oh, they're charming and they're
Right.
attractive. Like automatically you trust people that are charming. It's just human nature.
Yeah, that's true.
And
I
like
think that
you kind of
makes you
picture a
think,
serial killer
though.
being all like messed up looking. Like, so when they're like put together, you wouldn't. It's very unassuming.
Yeah. I mean, we take it for granted, and then you like sometimes catch yourself when you watch all these datelines, and you're just like, okay, wait, that could actually be your life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're always kind of, I think that stuff can maybe paranoid you. And then hearing
Yeah.
these stories, like, God.
Right. And this is just like the tip of the icebergs on these stories. We're obviously not delving into too much detail.
Yeah.
We're
We're just
just
giving
kind
you a
of
little like
A
synopsis
little
on
refresher
it.
for the time of
Yeah.
year. I mean, it's good to know,
Get a
right?
little spooky for October.
So John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah, you know what? I watched that documentary. That was whack.
He's the killer clown.
Yeah.
Yeah. John Wayne Gacy. He loved J&B Scotch.
J&B. Oh yeah, we've seen that.
Justerini and Brooks is what J&B is.
Okay.
He was known as the killer clown.
Fucking terrifying, right?
He would actually drink himself into oblivion. He would black out.
Oh.
And he would actually claim to not even remember, like, murdering his victims.
See, that's the scary part about booze. Sometimes when
Yeah.
people get like blackout, you don't know what they're capable of.
Right.
And I think that's a lot of reasons why like there is so serious like the DUI charges, because like, you know, you don't know what you're doing on the road. You can't fucking operate a motor vehicle usually. And so like with a blackout, like if you get so angry, you could try
Scary.
to beat up a cop, or you just could fucking like, you know, try to like kill somebody like this killer clown.
I mean, have you ever seen someone black out and like their eyes literally glaze over, like their
Yep.
soul has left their body? And I'm not saying I've
they're
seen.
foggy.
It's like it's not them anymore.
Oh yeah,
It's
like
so
I've
scary.
definitely been like that. I think somebody told me like I
Yeah.
was like kind of like not there.
Oh, okay.
That was Brian who told me that.
Yeah, your ex.
Yeah, that was like a weird thing to be told, because I think people had saw it before when I would like party on like Vegas bachelor parties and all that shit, but we were all there together.
Interesting. I feel like I've actually never blacked out before.
Yeah, you're good about it. You don't like take it to the next level. And even like when we used to like be like wild children back in like college or even high school. Or wait, you didn't even party in high school, which is so
did not.
weird to me. I still can't believe that.
I was too into like being like in my sports. Like track and cross country was my life, and I wasn't about to
Fuck it up.
I wasn't gonna fuck that up with alcohol, and I just wasn't interested.
Wait, what about at my 16th birthday?
I didn't.
You didn't. You
No.
were just like chugging Red Bull like us.
I don't even think I had anything. I mean, probably water.
Your husband was putting fucking coconut Parrot Bay.
That's why I didn't
Red
fuck with
Bull.
him. I didn't fuck with him back then.
I know. I was trying to be good, but he's putting Parrot Bay coconut rum in my Red Bull.
Jesus. So yeah, this blackout thing is scary. John Gacy.
John Wayne Gacy.
John Wayne Gacy, yeah. He murdered at least 33 teenage boys and young men, and he actually like buried their bodies under his house, like under the foundation of his house. So that's how police actually caught him. There was something suspicious, and they went and investigated, and they started to find bodies under the house and on his property.
I think that was when the documentary kind of took off, was when they were like had the cops like actual footage.
Yeah.
Digging up like in the basement.
Yeah. So he was executed by lethal injection.
Right.
So
a little
it's-
bit more humane.
All of them have passed in different ways. But I mean, there's another one that we don't know their favorite drink that I thought might be fun because it's unsolved.
Okay.
So that'd be the Zodiac Killer.
Yeah, that is such a weird situation. I still like am shocked that they have not found him.
That was in like the 60s and 70s. And it's thought that there's been like 37 murders 5 to 37. I know that's a big range.
Yeah.
He used to actually write into the paper, like, I need help. I'm about to, like,
kill somebody
kill my next victim. Yeah.
He would ask for help through, like, public forum. You wonder if it's, like, part of it, like, wants the attention.
Probably.
Like,
I mean,
why
it's
would
like,
you, like, write into a public forum?
Back in the 90s, it's almost like you were a celebrity if you were a killer because everyone knew about you. You're all over the news. He would write in and he would always sign with, like, a symbol resembling a crosshair target. So it'd be like a circle with a little... Zodiac Killer never has been caught. We don't know whatever came of him.
Yeah, hopefully he's dead.
So this is something really creepy that I just think should be brought to people's awareness, especially in this spooky month.
Spooky.
But at all times of the year.
Yeah.
Do you know what contact dermatitis is?
Contact dermatitis? It's something to do with your skin.
Yes.
Is it it's a spider that gets under your skin.
It might feel that way to those who have it. So it's caused by exposure to decomposing fluid or other chemicals. Yeah.
Oh, no.
When I was living in San Diego, I had a coworker who told me a story about a friend she had. It was a bachelorette party. They all went to Vegas.
Great time.
This girl...
Little debaucherous,
right. She met a guy at a bar, went home with him.
Oh, gosh.
And after she left...
Please tell me they didn't have, like, unprotected sex.
Well, I'm not sure. But she went home and she had a rash. She just got this rash, like, all over her body.
Ooh, what?
Itchy, scaly, like, disgusting rash. It was bad. She had to go to the hospital. Okay, and basically the hospital was like, we need this, like, name and address, like, due to, like, whatever bacteria they found. It was from a decomposing body.
Why would he have it? Why would he have that?
Right, so she actually contracted this rash, like, from fluids that were on the linens.
Oh my God, please tell me he didn't kill somebody.
So they found, like, bodies in his home. I think it was like 4.
So she went home with some dude in Vegas.
And somehow he didn't kill her.
Wow.
Maybe he was too drunk or something. I don't know. Maybe he passed out before he did that.
So then they ended up they made a correlation with the rash that she got, and then they investigated further.
They investigated further because it was only the bacteria would have been contracted by a deceased person.
Oh my!
So they had
God.
They pretty much had to, like, investigate further. They notified police and stuff like that, and.
That's pretty intricate.
Yeah. So basically, there must have been a decomposing body on those linens in his bed.
Everything today is like, ew. I can't.
There was a woman in Cleveland who, she had, like, really chapped, itchy, dry, swollen lips, okay?
Everything you're describing today is making me sick.
Sorry.
But you seem very comfortable discussing it.
She's trying to treat it with, like, lip balm. Like, oh, I'm just, like, chapped, right?
Right.
But she ended up having to, like, go to the doctor again, like this other girl. Okay. And
decomposing body.
Turns out her boyfriend had passed 2 weeks prior, and she, like,
was kissed him
in the casket. Not thinking anything of it. Yeah, and contracted this, like...
I didn't realize that this was so, like, contagious.
I don't think it typically is, like, a common thing, but it's something that can happen if you come in contact with the deceased.
Well, it makes you think next time that you're, like, seeing somebody that you love in a casket and you want to, like, maybe just, like, touch their hand. I mean, I always felt very weird about that, but some people are very comfortable with, like, grabbing their hand to say goodbye.
I've never done it, and I know that, like...
You couldn't do it.
I've seen people, like, kissing them. I have.
Oh no.
I have at funerals, yeah.
Maybe that's just they're connected and they want to give a last like
Yeah.
kiss. I mean, it makes sense. I
Yeah.
know.
And maybe you'd have to have like an open wound and
Yeah.
how it gets in
right.
there and spreads. But yeah, contact dermatitis is a thing.
Oh fuck.
Yep.
That's weird, baby girl.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah. So, anyways, we examined like common traits amongst serial killers. How
Yes.
a lot of them do turn to alcohol to kind of
Turn off their like sensory details, or maybe
Yeah.
their like willingness to be like good. I don't know what the right like terminology is.
I don't know.
Like they just shut off their. If you have any like consciousness, like you don't want to fucking kill anybody. That's just so dark. That's evil. But then it's also on top of that, take the evil and darkness out of the equation. You're not that smart to think that you could get away with it.
Right. Well, I will say you're kind of hitting the nail on the head here, because a lot of them, and this isn't, not every like serial killer is a psychopath or a sociopath, but it is a common trend.
What is a sociopath? Like I've heard it all the time. I don't really understand that word.
Yeah. So there is a difference between sociopath and psychopath.
Okay.
So
Psychopath, I kind of understand.
Okay. Psychopath is a person who's often characterized by like shallow emotions. They're manipulative. They lack empathy and remorse.
Yes. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. And they have a tendency towards impulsivity and sensation seeking. Could be killing people. Could be like petting their dog. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like, or sex. It could be anything. It's not like just because you're a psychopath or a sociopath does not by any means mean that you are capable of murder.
Killing. Yeah.
Right. And then like sociopaths, they are typically associated with like more chaotic upbringings. It's like more environmental.
They like
per
to
se.
lie a lot and they believe their lies.
Yes. They disregard societal norms.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
They lack empathy also. They're impulsive also.
Interesting.
They could have a background in like breaking the law.
Okay.
So it's kind of, I think, easier to spot a sociopath than a psychopath.
Okay.
That's what I'm gathering here.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you what you think. Out of every 20,000 people, how many do you think have murdered someone?
Oh, damn. 20,000. Let's see. Okay, so that becomes like a poll. Like, that's basically half of my university, Penn State. So, out of the half of Penn Staters that were in school while I was there, how many?
Fun way to look at it.
Yeah, like half of the campus.
Mm-hmm.
How many murdered somebody? I would say maybe just like 2.
That's close. So it's 1. It's about 1 in 20.
Okay,
But
1 in 20,000.
I think it's more like 2. It says 1 in. That's who's
Okay.
caught, right? So we don't catch
yeah,
everyone. So it's
that's
probably
true.
closer to 2.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and
You know what's some fucked up shit? My driving instructor back in the day when I was like 15, 16,
Yeah.
he was like, just saying, if you're gonna murder somebody, do it in a motor vehicle. There's so many variables. What the fuck?
like when you're like 15 or 16 learning to drive?
Said that. He's like, I don't know if he was trying to be funny. I mean, he was an old man. He was fucking hilarious. But then there was that dark comment that I'm like,
You've had some weird things.
that it's fucking weird. Like,
Well, speaking of like psychopaths and sociopaths, 1 in 100 are. So it's kind of like 1 in 100 is like could be capable.
Well, I didn't realize that like narcissists were so common in society.
Yeah. Oh, I heard that's like 1 in 10.
Yeah,
That's
see,
what I've
that
heard.
makes sense. But 1 in 100 a psychopath?
Yeah.
So that makes me realize, like, you know, we are like coming in contact with them, you know, yearly.
You could just be passing them when you're like in the grocery store.
Yeah.
It's just like a common thing that people don't truly like think about a lot. Like I don't normally think about that. I mean, I do always have my head on a swivel, but
yes,
you know,
I've
and
learned that too.
According to the National Missing and Unidentified Person System, there's approximately 600,000 active missing person cases in the United States, like right now, and that's not including the cold cases. So there's a lot that aren't ever caught.
Okay.
And unfortunately, a lot of individuals who are never found.
What the fuck? I mean, it makes me a little bit like the chills are running. Like, it makes me feel like, okay, watch out. Like, maybe more of a swivel. Like, you know how we get older, like, we get more worried about things. When you're young, you just kind of are like, whatever.
Do you ever just get, like, the shudders when you're, like, driving down the highway?
Yeah.
I have that happen sometimes, and I'm like, like, you just never know where a body might have been, like, chucked or something.
A body might have been chucked.
Like, chucked out of a vehicle.
I mean, that's something that could have, like, I guess when you think about it, yeah, I could see that.
I mean, you hear these stories where a trucker pulls off to, like, pee on the side of a highway, and they kind of, like, go into the woods and they see, like, a skeleton or something. Like, that happens.
Is that spooky or what?
That's
to like
so
see
spooky.
A skeleton like hanging out on the fucking side of the road?
So spooky.
Ooh,
so,
damn.
you know, we do want to recognize the warning signs, though. We want to keep our viewers safe, and we want to stay safe. So, warning signs. I've got a list here. I'm going to just read it off.
I love warning signs. Like, yeah, we need this today.
We want to keep you safe, not only from killers, but just from harm in general. There's people out there that will harm you. So, potential red flags of behavior
You're
would
such
consider.
A mom with all these little tips and tricks.
Well, I am. I don't want to see anyone hurt. So, you know, history of violence, that's a red flag.
Mm-hmm.
Lack of empathy.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Past criminal activity. I mean, that's a given, right?
I know. You don't care about the law.
Right, yeah. If you don't care, like, that person, like, that's a red flag. Behavioral changes, like sudden, insignificant changes in, like, behavior, mood, or personality.
Ooh.
If someone's, like, kind of unpredictable.
Yes.
That's a red flag. Like a deep fascination with like weapons or violence.
Yeah.
Isolation, or they're alienating themselves. Maybe don't pursue them unless you know them and you know, like, if they need help, obviously, please help them.
Yeah.
Substance abuse is a red flag. And lastly, harming animals. A lot of serial killers do start off harming animals before they do proceed to harming people.
Yeah, that's dark. I mean, I wouldn't want to, like, as much as I'm not an animal lover, I would never want to hurt an animal. That seems sad.
Right.
And, like, empathetic. Like, as much as you want to be tough and stuff, like, you definitely, like, have some compassion when people are hurting.
Exactly.
You know, even if it's not somebody that you're, like, a big fan of, you still, like, want to just be a human, be a good human.
Right. My heart hurts, like, when other people hurt.
Yeah.
For sure. So how are we going to stay safe out there, guys? We are going to stay aware of our surroundings. Let's put the phone down when we're walking.
Right.
Let's have our head on a swivel. Be present in the moment. Pay attention to what's going on around you.
I know.
We're going to avoid risky situations. So, like, if it's dark out, maybe don't, like, walk alone, especially if you're a woman. And avoid, like, poorly lit activities. Whenever I'm traveling and stuff like that, I always make sure I park my car under a street light or something like that.
Yes.
Don't ever park in the dark. If you're
That's
gonna
a red
go,
flag. Yeah.
Don't do that. Stay in, like, populated areas, right? Stay connected. Let a friend know where you are, or family members. Share your location with somebody that you trust.
Well, I know, like, some people, like, when they're going to, like, hook up after, like, the apps or, like, meet up with, like, a new date, like, they always, like, text a friend, like, hey, I'm going here and, like, I should be done and available by, like...
If you're not doing that, then please do.
Yeah, start doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, I even think, like...
Even as a man, do you do that?
No.
Oh, you should.
I should. I
Yeah.
mean, I think I get asked to do it, but then you know how sometimes you're just like, I'm not going to always like remember.
Oh my gosh, you're so risky. But yeah, stay connected. Let people know where your whereabouts are. Self-defense. And if someone does try to like grab you, be loud. They don't want to deal with you if you're loud and hard to deal with.
No, not at all.
So be loud. Don't just go. Like fight back. Fight back as best you can. Because once they take you, your chances of survival drop significantly. So
yeah.
And trust your instincts. We've all heard of the sixth sense, right?
Oh, I'm feeling that a lot this year, being like completely clear.
Yeah, you get a bad vibe, trust it.
My sixth sense is like been hitting it hard, like gut instinct, like just, I don't know, just being a little bit more like insightful, intuitive. Like, you know how when we were just younger, we would just like jump into the deep end.
Yeah. Well, be mindful. If you are drinking alcohol, your sixth sense is probably being like hushed a bit.
Oh yeah, it's
so you need to be mindful of that. Yeah, be mindful when you're consuming alcohol.
Oh yeah, or even smoking
it's in a
pot.
good spot. Yeah,
you know, like you just never know.
Right. And then like lastly, just make sure you do have your phone with you and that you can access emergency communication quickly if you need to.
And charge it.
Yeah,
don't let it die.
Yeah, don't be like you. Your phone is always dead, right? Like,
yeah, why is that?
I don't know. It's like the ADD. But anyways, that
was pretty good.
Tips and tricks.
I know. I like that your tips and tricks are related to the spooky season.
Yeah, I mean, it's my favorite time of the year. And I do like being a little spooked out.
I know. You get off to like being scared.
Now, we did get some we did do a poll.
Uh-huh.
And this is something that I wanted to talk to you right now and see what you wanted to do. So
yes,
I asked our viewers on Instagram what they'd like to see in future episodes. And there's one that I really would like to do.
Yeah.
So local haunted places.
Oh, fuck yes, please.
Now
I really want to. Yeah. Haunted hayride or no,
like
places.
real, like not like a fake haunted hayride, like actual haunted spots in the area. Now we are in Pittsburgh. We're in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. It's a little spooky here.
Yeah. So I think within this month, we're going to go ahead and travel around to different locations that are haunted. If you have a location that is known to be like haunted, please drop it below because we might not be aware of it.
Drop
and we
it in the comments.
We want to make sure we can visit these locations.
I know. I'm excited to do it with you because most people I was friends with or like would be connected with, they're like, no, I'm too scared. Like, and I couldn't do it by myself. Like that would be.
I'll do it with you.
Yes.
I'm a thrill seeker.
You are my thrill seeker, baby girl.
No, I missed you. You were in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. Tell me what you did.
Well, you know, you can't say San Fran. The San Franciscans will say no San Fran. That's an automatic no red flag that you are not from here and you just don't call it that.
It's so easy to just say San Fran.
I know, right?
So what can I call it?
You can call it SF. You can call it the city. You can call it San Francisco. You just can't call it San Fran.
Okay.
I know. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I mean, I guess it's just like a thing, but it was for a design conference, Silicon Valley Design Fair. I was asked to go. It was really a great experience to get back into the design. And like, even though I didn't get to go to Salone del Mobile in Milan this year, I did really still know a lot of these designer contacts from meeting them in Milan and working in LA. So it was just a great experience. And then I actually connected with a friend that I knew. He was there the same time, and then we had gotten tickets on Sunday. There was really great music festival. Holy shit, Kelly, I am like, my mind is blown. This fucking music is not getting out of my fucking head. Like, I'm just like constantly looking for Rufus de Sol, which is like this electronic DJ, and he'll like come in with like the nice voice. Like all of them are European DJs sets, but they have that electronic music that a lot of people were on Molly and pot and just like it was like a fucking festival. So like I can understand why people take drugs and go to these things
Yeah.
because the bass is just so fucking loud. Like I had to wear earplugs.
Did you?
Because it was just so intense. I
Okay.
mean, I could have handled it, but then your like hearing would have been shot.
Yeah.
So I was just like, you know what? Be proactive. Wear the plugs. They have them there.
I hate that. You go to the club, you walk out, and it's like you're underwater. Like, you can't recover. Like, your ears are just like...
Oh my god! And you know what's so funny? Rufus Du Sol. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but that's one of the songs underwater.
Oh my gosh!
And it's literally like, I mean, there is
We're gonna
not
be
only
jamming.
him. We need to jam, girl. Like you would have fucking loved it. I could see you like a little buzzing, like maybe like a Red Bull vodka.
Yeah.
Maybe like I mean, you know me, like I would love to be Cali sober, but I am really just staying clear of the pot.
And we have gone over this Cali sober thing before, but why don't you explain it again?
Yes. So Cali sober is basically you are completely clear of alcohol or drugs, but you mix in a little bit of pot and maybe mushrooms, like microdosing. I'm not really sure if it's mushrooms, but I know like my definition of Cali sober back in the day, like whenever I tried it, when I was working with the trainer, he's like, hey, the booze does not respond to you. You're holding water. You're not showing your abs. You're not getting as ripped. So I would rather you do Cali sober, which is just like the edibles or like a joint. But I guess to be honest with you, like these people were just like jamming and like, you know, I don't think they really had a problem because to go to this festival, like you had to spend $500 to like $900 for a fucking ticket. After experiencing it, I'm like, oh, hell yes. I will definitely be taking up the next opportunity. Any friends or any like music goers, we have this little posse, this crew that you have to meet sometime. They just like loved each other. They connected so well. It felt like a little like family all of a sudden.
What? I've never been to a music festival except there's one that comes to Pittsburgh. I can't remember the name of it.
Warped Tour back
Warped
in the
Tour.
day?
I've been to Warped Tour. It was
went
fun.
to that.
Yeah.
It was cute.
It was fun. I mean, I was in high school.
Katy
but...
Perry was there like
Did
before she was there whenever she did I Kissed a Girl
when
and
I went,
liked it.
303 was there when I went.
303 was fucking good,
and
right?
and it was like awesome.
Oh,
and
fuck
I remember you could go to the tents and like meet the bands and the artists.
Yes.
And like you could get them to sign your titties or your shirt.
Yeah, your titties, get a Sharpie out. Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, I definitely want to go back to like a music fest. If they have any opportunity, we got to go with Mocktails or Messy, you know, maybe interview some of the fucking artists or even the like concert goers because that beat and dancing like we got at that Daybreaker
Oh my gosh,
event,
yes.
it was something that just felt right. Like my body was feeling it. Like I'm now craving the beat. Like it
When the
was
music's
such a good,
loud enough,
I
you don't
think
need the
that's
booze.
it. Yeah,
It's
no
like
doubt.
you just get the vibration in your
Oh
head.
my god, I
right?
felt totally like on another level, and people were like, "What the fuck? Like, are you like okay?"
I know
I'm
people
like,
are like always. I've seen you get this way before, and people are like, "What is your friend on?" And I'm like, "Oh, actually, he's not on anything."
he's just on
And
life.
they don't understand.
High on life,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah. Well, you definitely have that Cali glow going. I miss living in San Diego.
I know.
All the time. I mean, you pay for the sunshine out there. That's for sure.
It's a California
but
membership. That's what it is. They're so expensive. It's so expensive to live there,
It's
but
a
it's a membership.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not kidding you. There's something about it.
I love that.
I know.
Well, it was so nice seeing you today and catching up and talking about
missed you.
spooky things.
It's so dark.
Thank you for listening to
Mocktails or
Messy. This is Kelly Mizgorski.
and Ryan Frankowski.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Woo!